This is still Enterprise Morning, reaching you from Enterprise Television. Let's head straight to our conversation for today. Presidential aide Bayo Onanuga has accused the Niger State Chairman of the Christian Association of Nigeria, CAN, Reverend Dr. Bulus Yohanna, of withholding vital information on the recent abduction of students from St. Mary's private Catholic schools in Papiri, Agwara local government area. Onanuga claimed Yohanna was playing games with the incident and frustrating efforts to determine how many students were actually kidnapped. He dismissed earlier reports by the Christian Association of Nigeria chairman that 51 students had been rescued, saying those students were never abducted but fled during the attack and later returned home. According to him, the uncertainty persists because school and religious authorities have failed to fully cooperate with the government. He explained that the government and security agencies still lack a clear record of missing students, as the Niger State governor has repeatedly requested a list that has not been provided for. Onanuga alleged that Reverend Yohanna even instructed the school principal not to speak with security operatives, further complicating rescue efforts. He maintained that this lack of collaboration has left authorities in the dark and hindered attempts to respond effectively to the abduction. As it have with me, Barrister His Greatness Agadaigo. Thank you so very much, Barrister, for hanging on.
Always a pleasure.
Let's get talking on this issue. The Niger State abduction of school children. About over 200 of them were abducted. Miraculously, we learned that 50 escaped. And now there's a conflict of interest here. The presidency has made possible from Bayo Onanuga, who is saying one thing, and those who were victimized equally saying another thing. Barrister, speak to me on this conflict of interest that is brewing. Nigerians do not understand where we are right now. The authority under President Bola Ahmed Tinubu are not in control. Is Nigeria under siege as we speak, Barrister?
Nigeria has been under siege for a long time. I'm sure if they can, when they address the press conference, and even those in Benue, in the Middle Belt, Benue, Plateau, they have consistently said that it's not even all the incidents of insecurity in terms of attacks and kidnapping that are reported on media. In fact, largely, so many are not reported. So many being reported. So many are largely unreported. They are largely unreported for political reasons, for plenty of political reasons. And if you remember, before now, the administration was saying that insecurity has greatly improved in Nigeria, and especially in the northern part of the country. But we are seeing these incidents now that do not confirm that former narrative. It doesn't. At least we are seeing clearly that insecurity has not improved, but has deteriorated. And even the government has even blamed President Trump that his rhetoric is what has caused this recent wave of kidnapping. So the government is blaming everybody for these lapses apart from itself. Can this St. Mary's for Bayo Onanuga to go on air and begin to ventilate such sentiments? It is not security wise. If for nothing, for this, even in the case of disagreement, if you come out to the public You ought to show confidence. You ought to show unity of purpose. That is what a refined presidential spokesman should do. You should show unity. You should show purposefulness. You should show tact. You should show collaboration. Because united we stand, and divided we fall. The presidential spokesman always accuse the opposition of fueling narratives of pessimism, which have consistently worsened our country's standing on many various areas of our national diversity. So the presidential spokesman ought to practice what it preaches. Ought to practice what it preaches. By even in this scenario, this deep, challenging scenario, show purposefulness. And that's where the finance comes in presidential communication. Show purpose, show resilience, show determination. Don't ventilate frustration. Don't ventilate network. Don't ventilate frustration. Don't show the enemy you are revealing your weakness. You are revealing the enemy is saying that, oh, is this how they are? That should not be the case. Show cooperation, show collaboration, show that united we stand, and we are standing in unity despite disagreements, which of course are born out of these kinds of depressing scenario. But don't show it. Show that we are working together. Show that we are working together to address and confront and overcome this security scourge. This is what presidential spokesmen are worldwide and known for. They are not there to showcase challenges. They are there to proffer solutions. To say, in the midst of despair, in the midst of hopelessness, in the midst of frustration, in the midst of disappointment, in the midst of pain, in the midst of anguish and agony, there is a way out, and we are fashioning the way out. We are going to perform our primary responsibility of safeguarding and protecting lives and property, the challenges notwithstanding. This is how presidential spokesmen of all nations perform their duties, and Nigeria should not be an exception. Nigeria should not be an exception. You are not on media to prove to the world that the president is not to blame or the government is not to blame. No, you are there to show to the world that despite the challenges which the government accepted responsibility, we are doing all we can to bring this very painful and distasteful scenario to a quick resolution. That's how they are. So, Mr. Onanuga, sorry to say, despite his experience in the world of media and journalism, has not acquitted himself dutifully in this regard. But so I will just challenge the government that when you are dealing with doing communication, when you are doing presidential reportage, presidential communication on security issues are very sensitive and delicate issues. You must be able to dish out the right signal, the challenges notwithstanding. You must give out the right signal. You must strike the right chord. You must use the right tone. You cannot be your harsh tone and confrontational tone should be against the enemy of Nigeria, not against citizens who are in anguish and sorrow. So you should know how to moderate your tone to Nigerians who are the victims in all these circumstances. And then use your harsh tone, your confrontational tone against the enemies of the Federal Republic of Nigeria. And I believe that he has not done well.
Now, looking at, you know, the way Bayo Onanuga has played media and combining it with politics, especially his, what Nigerians would call his nepotistic nature. And lots of other people might call it bigotry and all, which of course we've seen is on the open domain, where he has called a particular ethnic group some sort of names and all. Do you think Bayo is even worthy enough, you know, to be occupying that particular position, looking at what you have just enumerated and his ways of going about media and communication?
Unfortunately, my opinion does not really count, because number one, you know, every servant is expected to serve his master diligently by strictly adhering to the terms of reference that have been given to him by the master. And
So
if you
mean
watch,
the terms of reference, sorry for interjecting, you mean the terms of reference which Bayo often exudes is given, possibly given to him by the presidency?
Well, what I wanted to say is that, before I land here so that I don't forget, is that if you watch, one of my appointments with the judiciary is that I always feel that they have failed to identify who their masters, their lords are. Their lord is the Nigerian people, not the executive. The executive are co-equals with the judiciary. So the judiciary of Nigeria cannot be serving the interests of president, governor, minister, or the executive, because they are co-equals. But instead, they should serve the interests of Nigerians who are their lord, their master, and their employer. So coming back to Bayo Onanuga, because if you fail to serve the interests of your lord, your oga, your master, what is expected is that you will be dismissed from service. You'll be dismissed from service because you have not done well. So, number one, I would not really know the terms of reference, that has been given to Mr. Bayo Onanuga by Bola Ahmed Tinubu. I would not know. But from if I was to do some, I hazard a guess and do some psychological predilection and deduction from the way and manner he usually responds to issues when they arise, then I am inclined to believe that his terms of reference is to defend the president at all costs, to defend Bola Ahmed Tinubu at all times, to defend Bola Ahmed Tinubu in all circumstances and situations, not minding whose ox is God, but just to defend, to show consistently that for whatever events that occur in the Federal Republic of Nigeria, Bola Ahmed Tinubu is not to be blamed. That is from the way he carries out his task. That is the impression I get, that is what his terms of reference is. And if he has continued to do that, it means that he's doing what his boss has mandated him to do. And if he's serving his boss in the way and manner his boss has employed him to serve him, instead of him to be dismissed, he will be commended and promoted. And so that is why I cannot say he has not acquitted, even though I said that generally, in terms of best practices compared to spokesmen for the UK government, the American.
Are you there, barrister? Hello, barrister, are you there? All right, I think we're having a bit of a communication issue there. Barrister was, all right, so he was speaking to the issue of the terms of arrangement or service of Bayo Onanuga with respect to his communication style. He stated that as what we see in other nations around the world, the UK, America, and other countries, where the media aide to the president is always there doing an awesome job of PR. But in Nigeria, it's more of a propaganda, rebuilding communication style. And that what we have, unfortunately, in Nigeria, and which is why it's often very difficult for Nigerians to understand what the presidency is speaking, especially with regards to the reality on the ground. Well, we do not know how we can actually get all of this all sorted out, and knowing that he who pays the piper, dictates the tune in this particular part. Well, we just have to call it a go for now. Hopefully next time we would get the barrister to speak to us due to communication issues that we have right about now. And that's just about the time we have for our show. We'd love to say thank you. Please do well to follow us. You can find us at enterprisetvnews.com. You may equally like, comment, and follow us on all our social media platforms at Enterprise TV7. I am Henry Gwebike. Thank you for watching. God bless you. God bless Nigeria. We'll see you soon. Bye-bye.